What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Soul Break. Thanks for stopping by my channel. So today, as you can see, I have a really crazy looking pair of sneakers here, and these are the Air Jordan 1 Mids, Siempre Familia. So I can tell you right off the rip that I've never been so excited by a pair of mids. I'm just gonna tell you straight up, in my opinion, I think, my favorite mid is the Edison Chen clock version, the silver pair where the upper tears away, and these have to be right up there. These are probably like my second favorite mids that I've released recently. As you can probably tell, I'm not a huge fan of mids, but I've grown to like them more and more. And this is just crazy in a good way. So without further ado, let's dive right into shoe because there's a lot to cover. So these released a couple days ago, and I guess these released to honor Day of the Dead celebrated around the world. And I'm not entirely sure of every aspect and if this shoe is even like ethnically correct in terms of the details or whatnot, but I'm just going to talk about the aesthetics of the shoe, the design, and how I think about it. So to start with the side, you got this nice sort of like suede type of material here on the side, and it feels pretty rough, but it's not bad. It doesn't feel cheap in any way. Mids are pretty notorious for being having like cheap feeling materials on them. It's just that I think Jordan Brand treated this particular pair quite well in terms of the material, and the side panel feels actually nice to the touch. It's quite smooth, but it does have that sort of rough texture, if you know what I mean, and that's a good thing. And here on the side, the coolest detail on this shoe is probably the embroidery, and you've got this crazy Nike swoosh embroidered onto the side using these different colored threads. You see some hits of orange and hits of yellow here on the bottom, and then you got a kind of like a triangle shape on the top in this teal colored threads, and then you got a arrow tip here in black, and then kind of like an arrow shooting from here, and then you got the tail here where you got a mix of different colors: teal, blue, goldish yellow, and this kind of red or orange, bright orange. I think it's red actually. Yeah, it is red. I just checked outside of the frame and it does look red. Yeah, and I'm not really sure what this means or what kind of historical background or ethnic meaning it holds, but I can tell you it looks damn cool. It's so cool. I've never seen anything like this on a pair of Jordans as far as I know, and it's so crazy that Jordan Brand went the extra mile to put this amount of attention to detail on a pair of mids. Not look like putting down on the mids. It's just that it's crazy because not a lot of people expect this type of detail or craftsmanship on a pair of mids these days. And moving towards the front of the shoe, here you got this kind of like I guess it's sort of this like animal print type of detail, kind of like printed onto this piece of the suede. I'm not really sure how I could describe this. It is this kind of like plasticky feeling material that has been like kind of printed onto the overlay. And it looks so cool, the way that it glitters against light, and it's got this kind of like ethnic print or some sort of like animal print on it, and it just looks so cool. It's not like the sort of the cheap ass, the snake skin detail that we get on like say some Nike shoes or some Jordan shoes from time to time. This is different. It feels like, I don't know, it feels like Jordan Brand has put in a lot of thought and effort putting this pair together, and that kind of pattern extends all the way to the toe cap area here. As you can see, you see more of that kind of black suede or some sort of nubuck material, and then on top of that you got that sort of this like leopard print detail in this glistening material, and it's just so cool. And the QC, I'd like to mention that the QC is pretty much on point, and it'd be so sad to see poor QC on such a nicely put together shoe, but Jordan Brand gives us the pleasure of enjoying a nice pair of mids with great craftsmanship, great details and all that. And then here on the toe box, I think this is where things get really crazy. You got this bright red toe box again, in that sort of like suede material. And again, the material has this kind of rough looking texture, but it feels very smooth when you rub your fingers against it. And then you got the perforated holes here on the toe box. And then you got these teeth detail. I mean, this is crazy. I guess this is sort of supposed to like symbolize or represent like a mouth of some sort of a creature. That's just my guess, because you got the teeth and the bright red here. But you know, whatever it is, it's really, really cool. It's just so cool. And then here on the center, you got these cotton laces, black laces, factory laced onto the shoe, choked up to the very last millimeter. And I mean, this is different from the high models, because the highs just kind of come partially laced up, while the mids come fully laced up. So that's just something different. And then here you got that nylon tongue, black nylon tongue, nothing special there. But here on the tongue tab, you got that nylon black tongue tab with the Jordan Jumpman logo in red, and then you got the Siempre text embroidered here on the bottom as well. I'm assuming that the other side has Familia embroidered on there, but let's just wait till we see the other pair. On the back of the tongue, I'm not sure if there's anything there. No, just a sizing tab. I wear a US size 10, and you got this mesh finish on the back of the tongue to give you a little bit more breathability. And then what's really, really crazy is that this pair comes with 3 extra sets of laces. I still think, black works best, in my opinion, but if you wanted to add more flair to an already loud and crazy looking shoe, you can always have this, the red laces. You got all this kind of like, I guess like some sort of teal or turquoise colored lace here, as well as, this guy's kind of bright orange, bright yellow laces here as well. So you got a collection of laces on a pair of mids. Again, not looking down on the mids or anything like that. It's just so crazy. You don't get like 3 extra sets of laces on regular Jordans anyways. It's just Jordan 1 highs anyways. So it's just crazy to see that. And then here on the back, you see more and more cool details. Now you got another overlay of that black suede material here on the side for the collar area, and then you got the the Air Jordan Wings logo printed in red and yellow and black, or blue and turquoise or teal here again. And it's just so cool, man. They did a lot to kind of add that ethnic vibe, some sort of cultural vibe to the shoe. And I'm not really sure of how correct this is, but it damn looks really nice. And I appreciate Jordan Brand for trying new things on a pair of mids. And then here, this is a really, really cool detail. I guess this is supposed to be the creature that the entire shoe is somehow like representing. I'm just gonna say it's a leopard. I don't know what it is. If you know what this is, please feel free to leave something down below in the comment sections. I love to know. I'd love to hear what this entire shoe is representing. I know it's in honor of the Day of the Dead, but I'm not really sure what this kind of like canine or feline sort of like creature this is, but I'm just assuming that it is a leopard. But anyways, you got that kind of like animal face here. I think it is printed in black, and then you got this kind of like what is that, like a little bead detail in that kind of turquoise color. I guess it's supposed to be, if this were a really nice premium shoe, I guess that they would have used like some sort of turquoise or some good like gem looking material. But it's at the end of the day, this is a cheap Jordan, so but I'm not complaining. It's a really, really cool detail. We don't see these that often in Jordan 1 models anyways, but just that's a close-up shot, and it's so crazy. And then here on the heel counter, you see more of that nice suede feeling material, all done in black. It does look a bit ashy, but in the screen, but once you have these in hand, you're gonna know that it doesn't look cheap at all. It's that pitch black. I'm not really sure why my camera is picking up this kind of ashy color, but I'm guessing it's because of the reflection of the light. But trust me, this looks really, really cool in hand. It's all pitch black. Here on the medial side, it's a bit different because we actually see the Nike swoosh. in this kind of black overlay, once again in that kind of suede feeling material. And again, I can tell you that the material feels quite smooth, even though it has that rough looking texture to it. So yeah, that's basically the medial side. The front is the same. And then the midsole, we got that crisp white midsole that we typically see on Jordan 1 models, and then we got a bright crimson red outsole with the circular traction pad in the forefoot area, and then on the middle we got that Nike branding here, and then some more of that traction pad pod detail on the back side of the shoe. So again, this is a crazy pair of sneakers, and the other side is basically the same, except you got that Familia text here embroidered on the tongue tab. And yeah, and I did want to show you the box as well. I rarely show you guys the box, but the box is just out there. This thing is crazy. As you can see, they use this kind of like cardboard colored box, and you can read the Nike text done in all this kind of like ethnic looking or some sort of cultural looking print. I'm not going to try to interpret what it is, but here again you see that Nike swoosh detail. It look with all these kind of like geometric figures, and it's so cool. It's so different, and they put in a lot of effort here. So you can see an array of different creatures. I guess this one is the one that we see on the actual shoe itself. Oh crap. Okay, I almost destroyed my box. But anyways, well, let's just keep going. But we see this kind of, what is this, like a lizard or a crocodile or whatever, and then you got kind of this like a skull detail. And then here on the bottom, you got this kind of burgundy colored, I guess like background with a Siempre text in blue. And then we also see another Nike swoosh done in that really, really ethnic looking kind of detail. And then here on the side, you got that Siempre Familia text around the Jordan Jumpman logo. This is actually, this thing is actually, it's got some texture to it. You're gonna know when you have the box in hand, but this is not flat. You can actually feel the Jordan Jumpman logo, if you know what I mean. It has some sort of texture to it, and it's different from the text. This is printed flat onto the box, but this has some sort of level to it, and it's really, really cool. And then here on the bottom, you got that kind of like, what is this, like a rib cage or bone detail here on the bottom of the box. So they just filled every last inch of the box with detail, the shoe with a lot of detail, and it's just so crazy. And I really, really thank Jordan Brand for putting together such a special package. I mean, it's just crazy. Now, going back to the shoe, let's talk about wearability. I wouldn't say this pair is the most wearable pair out there. But I personally won't be wearing these. I think I might just add them to the collection just as a collection piece, and that's totally fine, because if you can pull these off comfortably, kudos to you, but I can't pull these off on a daily basis. I mean, if you were to wear a pair of mids, there are a lot of mids that you could wear comfortably with very kind of like even toned down or relatively simpler colorways, if you know what I mean, that would go much more well with your daily outfits. But this is something different. This is some like sort of like Halloween stuff, and I'm not saying this is a bad thing. It's got a lot of details, but I wouldn't say this is the most wearable pair on a daily basis if you were to ask me. But again, it's still a cool sneaker. And sizing wise, I still have to try on a pair of mids. I'm sorry, I can't really tell you the exact sizing tip on the Jordan 1 mids, but my general tip on Jordan 1s is that just go to true size. That's just my experience with highs and lows, so I guess the mids should be the same thing. But one little detail that I would want to mention is that the toe box is really, really soft. It's extra soft compared to your regular Jordan 1 highs, so that means that you're going to get a little bit more comfort and wiggle room on the toe area, so you might want to take into consideration when you're picking your sizing. But having said that, there are a lot of mids sitting in stores wherever you are, so you can just walk into a store and try on a pair of mids and then just kind of pick out the best size for you. But it is what it is. And the resale wise, I just checked StockX just to see if there's any resale premium. There's basically no resale premium. So if you want this pair, you can just probably walk into the store and pick them up. That's basically what's going on in my country. We still have these multiple sizes available on Nike's official website. So I don't think these are gonna sell out. I mean, again, this is a crazy looking nice shoe, but it's not everyone's cup of tea. So it's gonna be pretty easy to get your hands on them. And like on StockX, I think there's like $10 premium on top of retail. So that's basically nothing. That's just like the lunch money. But anyways, thanks for watching today. I hope you guys really enjoyed this pair, because I'm really excited about this pair. I think this is one of the coolest pairs of mids that I've seen since I started collecting sneakers. So please let me know what you guys think about this pair in the comment sections. Were you guys able to pick these up, or are you guys still on the hunt for it? So please let me know. But anyways, I'll be pushing content more really soon, so stay tuned for that. And thanks for watching again. See you soon.